I got on the train. I'm going from Interlaken House to Bern, and then from Bern it's about almost a 2-hour ride to Geneva. So really quick, this is what the train looks like right now. It's empty. They're gonna probably fill it up the more people start getting on. Almost every seat, if you look really close, I'm gonna flip the camera so you guys can see, almost every seat's got a plug and outlet. And then make sure when you're coming to Switzerland, your prone that you're looking for, that you should be looking for, this is what it should look like. It should have 3 prones instead of 2. Some of the European adapters, they're gonna only show you 2 prones, and some of them will work. The tea kettle in Zurich that I used in my hotel room had a 2 prone, but for the most part, if you're gonna plug in your electronic devices, make sure it looks something like this, where it's got 3 prones on it. Most of the outlets here in Switzerland, the 3 prone one, they're gonna be facing like this, downward. The leg from Bern to Geneva. It's going to be exactly 1 hour and 54-minute trip. It's going to make about 3 or 4 stops along the way. So 2 things, if you download the SSB app, first thing you want to do before you even start your journey, screenshot it to kind of get an idea of the times. And then the second thing is, once you figure out where you're gonna go, on your phone, whether it's Android or Apple phone, set up your timer so that way you know if you gotta, say, read or do any kind of work, so that way you're not too distracted, so that way your phone can actually let you know that, okay, there's like 5 minutes before we stop and I gotta get off and change platforms or change stations, to make sure that you stay alert, to make sure you don't miss your stop. The good thing is, some of the train routes, they are going to tell you, they're going to make a public announcement, they're going to ask everybody to get off, because certain routes only go certain ways, and so that also helps. Overall, just keep in mind as you're traveling by train here in Switzerland, it's not complicated, it's not confusing. The times are pretty accurate here. So for instance, we were supposed to leave at 14:02 departure. We left exactly at 14:02, maybe a minute later, but they're very precise in their time. Look at your ticket, because in some cases, especially if you're coming from another country and you're not a Swiss person, unless you download and register your mobile app, a person's going to come by and check your ticket and scan it. Be cautious of that. In my case, I bought an 8-day pass, so on my ticket it's going to say that I'm required to present them with the passport every time. So make sure as you buy your pass you read the fine print, because if you do not present your pass and your passport, let's say you left it at your hotel, there's a fine each time that you are on board, because that's part of their policy. You must show them your passport ID. Guys, as I said, all of their trains are pretty precise. Right now behind me you see this train that I just rode on. I'm here in downtown Geneva. This train does continue going to Geneva Airport. I don't really need to go there. I gotta show you this. It's this little pigeon decided to say hi to me. I'm inside Geneva, a train station terminal. There's another Starbucks upstairs. Guys, I just got to my hotel. It's called the Park City here in Gillard, France. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And then there's my taxi. I was gonna try to walk over, but it ended up costing me about 41.40 Swiss francs total. It's less than 10 kilometers drive. I think it was about 5 kilometers, maybe 6 at the most. But anyway, he saved me time by just taking me here. He was really, really helpful. Like, this is very refreshing to deal with an international taxi driver that here in Geneva. He told me that you don't really need to take a taxi next time. Next time you just take a tram number 12 from the border of Switzerland to France. It was literally 2 kilometers. And if you keep going that way for another 2 kilometers, you're gonna hit the border of Switzerland. And they've got a Carandache statue. I think if I understood my taxi driver correct, that's where they make, in English it's called crayons and like colored pencils. In countries like Switzerland, Russia, and France, it's called Carandache, or in Russian it's Carandache. This is my hotel. It's called the Park City. So here's the reason I've been trying to figure out, why in the world can I not get into downtown Geneva? Because I was really trying to get a hotel booked in downtown Geneva so I didn't have to walk as far. And it turns out, again, my taxi driver was very helpful, very informative. He told me this week, and every year in April, this time of year, they do a watch big conference / convention. So all the hotels, they are booked up, and they've been booked up for several months. So when I tried to book this hotel 2 months ago, that's the reason they placed me to France, is the closest to Geneva. This is the main reason why I couldn't get a hotel anywhere in downtown Geneva. That's why I had to walk 2 kilometers that way, across the border from France to Switzerland, to get into a hotel, which is not far at all. Like I said, I'm already back in Switzerland.